In an era when financial markets are more complex and interconnected than ever, the work of Robert Engel has guided countless professionals through the turbulent waters of global finance. His pioneering work, A Financial Approach to Climate Risk, underscores the critical intersection between financial markets and environmental sustainability. This innovative research has set a new paradigm in understanding how financial instruments and markets can be leveraged to mitigate the risks associated with climate change. According to Robert, he divided climate risks into 3 types: physical, transitional, and terminal.
Today I talked about a third version of the risk, which is a type of transition risk, but it's particularly strong. I call it termination risk, because termination risk is facing industries that are producing greenhouse gases and ultimately will not be able to survive in a zero-emission world. So we have various kinds of long-run risks in climate change, and asset prices today are affected by the long-run risks. And so what we're looking at today are asset prices, and that's why we call it a financial approach to climate risk.
His innovative research has paved the way for a deeper understanding of the intricate relationship between financial markets and climate risk, providing a method for managing economic vulnerability in the face of environmental challenges.
So public policy, I think the most effective way to slow climate change is to have effective public policies that give financial markets incentives to reduce their carbon emissions. What kind of public policies do that? Well, I talked about 4 of them today. One is to tax emissions. And so if you may have a lot of emissions, you pay a lot of taxes. And so therefore that gives you an incentive to reduce your emissions. A second one is to subsidize renewable energy. And so if you're going to build a power plant, you're more likely to build one with renewable energy capabilities than fossil energy because you get the subsidy. A third is to regulate. So regulations say, for example, you cannot buy a new gasoline-powered vehicle in California after 2030. That's a regulation. Well, that certainly changes the way companies build cars and the way consumers buy them. The fourth way is that the government might do nothing at all. They might just hope that the private sector is motivated enough to do green things, that consumers will voluntarily decide to buy products that are greener, that employees will prefer to work for companies that have a greener mandate, that investors will choose to invest in stocks that are green rather than stocks that are not.
He has also been working in the Japanese ASEAN Bridges event series, conducting various lectures, seminars, workshops, and dialogues with leaders from Japan and Thailand, as well as from other ASEAN countries.
The younger generation has most at stake for climate change. They are going to be alive and running the world when 2050 comes, and I think it's important they recognize what's at stake, and that I do think that this will lead them to think about innovations that are possible, think about public policies that are possible, and try to make sure that something positive happens so that they get the benefit of corrections that should be done now.